We have an ongoing beef, I would say, with Ravens fans, from day to day, week to week, every time we do an episode. So if you had to pick a guy to be your quarterback right now for the next 10 years, would you pick Baker Mayfield or would you go with Lamar Jackson?
Keep in mind before you answer, if you say Lamar, we're going to be super mad and yell at you. And if you say Baker, YouTube's going to chew you out.
One of the shows that we have down here is a former Buffalo Bills coach, Kay Stevenson, and he actually just calls him. I mean, he's in that area. He's almost 80 years old, so he thinks differently. But he's like, nah, he's a running back. I'm like, okay, well, sure, but he just can't get it through his head that he can throw the ball. I'm going with Baker for a lot of reasons. If Lamar Jackson survives 10 years playing the way he does, playing Frogger out there, then I mean, honestly, at this point, we'd all be shocked. You don't want to see it happen, but if you look at the track record of Robert Griffin III or Michael Vick before he was barking up the wrong tree, if you know what I mean, but everything with what's going on, I think we understand that. This is a guy that he has to stop, and you cannot do that for your whole career. Even the Steve Youngs and Andrew Lucks, the hits that they take, you don't want to wish it on anyone, even though I'm sure some of your fans.
I'm wishing it, bro. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy.
Who's that guy? Yeah, but that Heisman, whatever they had back there with RG3 and Mark Ingram, that's fine. Just get rid of the other piece. But I think. I would rather have Baker Mayfield, not by a lot. I mean, the guy won an MVP, so I'm not going to diss and act like I haven't seen his talents. And once he gets rolling, there's nobody in the field that can catch him. What him and Tyreek Hill do on a football field is sometimes insane, making other fast people look like, and I don't know, you guys might be a little fast, but like us, so
I'm not fast.
Y'all can concur.
We're not scooting around anywhere real quick.
Blake is by far the fastest one of all of us, and
he just had knee surgery not too long ago.
Yeah.
My argument with when I argue with Ravens fans, which is all the time because they're the biggest fans of our show, I think he's a very dynamic, extremely good player. By no means do I think he's a bad player at all. I just say he's not an elite level thrower of the football, and that gets them so riled up they just can't believe it because he had a 65% completion percentage, so he's John Elway. It's just they cannot fathom the fact that I don't think he's an elite level thrower. Now because he runs so well and he's so dynamic, people are wide open. He can throw a duck 30 yards and they'll catch it, and it looks like a good throw. But I don't trust him to sit in the pocket and make 30 throws outside the numbers day in and day out and be good at it.
What is he? And he's 1-3 in the playoffs.
That's right.
That's the thing is people don't understand. And, at this point in the show, this is where maybe like my screen or somebody comes in and pushes me out of the way when I admit this. But, being from Boston, I'm a Patriot fan. So I'm not going to talk like this. But yes, all of a sudden, like, all right, whatever single person might have liked this interview now is like, get him out of here. But I could have dressed like our quarterback and wore a Mary Poppins uniform here today, but I did not. So it's something that you look at right now. And I think with Lamar Jackson, that stat, watching guys like Tom Brady or watching certain quarterbacks that get better in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson, even the game they won against Tennessee, it wasn't like he wowed the crowd. He made one first down at the end, but it was more of a defensive grind the entire game. And I think in that game that he played against the Chargers, I mean, Gus Bradley brought a really innovative defensive scheme, and there was nothing he could do. He had negative yards in his first game. By the end of the third quarter, negative yards overall. But I think it's something that you look at Lamar Jackson, and until he proves that he can get through that, because some quarterbacks just need the time and they finally find it. But right now, a good defensive scheme and game planning for him can shut him down, because you can if you can guard the guys and contain them easier than a guy that can throw it deep like a Josh Allen or a player like Patrick Mahomes. And Baker Mayfield scrambles around making plays as well, but is a way better thrower. So yeah, I mean, Lamar's got to prove himself in the playoffs before he gets a lot of credit from me as an elite type quarterback in my mind.